Hey guys, this is Sweetnightingale here, and I'm here with the Sweetnightingale special. Now this is probably going to be done in I don't know, 2 or 3 different parts, because what's going to happen here, and when I put up my little update video earlier today, I was talking about some of the different mods that I found to enhance my game. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys. This is going to be my little special treat since I hadn't put anything up in a little bit. But yeah, so some of you were asking how some of that worked and some of the different ones that I found. Now, as I said, I have a lot of custom careers. Those were most of the ones that I had actually downloaded with custom careers. And a lot of them are rabbit hole careers that are done at different rabbit holes around town. But some of the ones from NRAAS that I've already had are kind of like ambition style careers that you can do, like let's say once you get a skill in martial arts, you can actually become a martial artist and train people and make money at it. If you get a logic skill, you can become a chess player and make money by beating people at chess. Let's say you got there's even an assassin career, like let's say you're kind of evil or mean-spirited or whatever. You can actually go around town and become a serial killer, and you get points and stuff for being an assassin. So there's all different kinds of ones, and I'll kind of show you what that's going to look like a little bit. I'm probably going to end up doing like a series on all these different mods. Maybe like a little mini series or something, or maybe like a mod review or something like that. So anyway, this first part, because my sim right now is in university, so there's kind of some of the stuff that I cannot do with her, being that she's not in her home world. Now let me go ahead and introduce you to the sim here. Now this is the recreation that I did from The Sims 2 that that I had created to just kind of play around and test things out. And this is what I do with her in The Sims 3. Now in The Sims 2, I created this sim called Kerry Ellis. And this sim, as I said, is a recreation from The Sims 2. She doesn't really look like she did in The Sims 2, but I kind of made a version of her for here. And this is one of the ones that I use to test different things out whenever I get a new mod, or just if there's something that I want to kind of figure out what to do, how to maybe touch on something I haven't touched at in a long time or something like that. So, yeah. So now, there's not really too much of a backstory for her. She's just kind of had it made in the shade all the time, and she just, she's had a perfect life, and everything just kind of came to her easily, blah, 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 okay? Now, so we're going to go ahead and use her to show some of this stuff off, at least in this first part. Now, this first part is going to be some modded objects that I have that kind of act, that kind of do some different things in the game that you may like, okay? Now, and in the second part, I'll show off some other stuff. But in this part, as I said, this is going to be some modded objects and stuff. Now, first of all, she's just kind of sitting here on the bench just doing some stuff with the tablet. Now, first of all, before I actually get into the objects, I'm going to tell you that I actually put a lot of my mods back in from NRAAS. I don't have the story progression, which is what I'd played with story progression a lot of times before, but I don't have it installed in my game right now, but I do have Master Controller. I have quite a few from NRAAS. As you can see, she is on her home lot, but as you can see, this kind of looks like a little home button. I have a mod from NRAAS called Portrait Panel, which goes along with a mod where you can actually have more than 8 Sims in a house. And this portrait panel makes it so that you can see more than 8 portraits on your screen. And then this button here just kind of cycles through each portrait and kind of, puts them in a different order and so forth and so on. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into some of the objects. Now, I'm not going to be able to show everything, but you'll kind of get like the general idea of what I have. Now, first of all, let's say she's going to get kind of hungry. So we're going to go ahead and put the hunger slider down a little bit, okay? Let's say it's 2 in the morning. Let's see. We're going to put that down a little bit. Okay. Let's say it's 2 in the morning, and she's is this not going to work? I thought I had my testing cheats on. All right. So let's say she's going to get kind of hungry, at 2 in the morning or something like that, and oh, it's not gonna let me take it down a little bit. But anyway, we'll kind of get the right idea in just a minute. But let's say she gets kind of hungry at 2 in the morning, and she doesn't really want to cook something, and let's say your sim doesn't have a cooking skill, and they just kind of need something to take with them. Okay. Now, what I have is some custom foods in here. And I'll just kind of show that to you here. I have some custom foods in here that they can pick and choose from. Okay, and so what we're going to go ahead and do is let me just show you what I have here. Now we're going to go ahead and go into let's go ahead and go into appliances. It's kind of a silly way. It's kind of a silly place for them to store it, but you know they had to store it somewhere. So let's go ahead and filter this by custom content. Now this is it's kind of acts like dried food, I guess. Okay, it kind of maybe cloned it from like the dry food morsel from World Adventures. So what this is going to do, let's go ahead and put down one of these trays. Okay, we have a pastry tray. So what we can do is we can go ahead and put this down. And then we have just some different foods that we can put on this here. So we have some, let's go ahead and put some sushi on it. Oops, it's gonna work. Ooh, you gotta really aim this just so. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just slide it right there. So let's go ahead and put some sushi on it. Let's go ahead and put on some, let's say we want to go ahead and have a croissant. Sushi and croissant, what a heck of a combination on this one tray, right? Let's see. Sometimes it's a little hard to get from this angle. Let's go ahead and put the croissant right there. Okay. Now let's say we want to go ahead and have, some bread. Okay. There's bread. Go ahead and put the bread. Oops. Probably going to have to get another tray. Because sometimes some of these don't want to fit where they're supposed to fit. Okay. So, now I'm not going to show every single little thing because there's quite a lot that I have in here. I mean, I have anything from sushi, I have cakes, I have pies, I have bread, I have eclairs, but you kind of get the idea. There's these different trays that you can actually put this stuff on, and you can move the trays. You can actually put them on the counter and stuff. Now you can, it's almost kind of like you can even make a little bakery shop if you got like the Savvy Sellers register and stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and show you what this is going to look like when she comes down here to eat this, okay? Now, she's kind of stuffed, but we're just going to go ahead and do this. Now, she can't eat this from the tray, so you got to kind of put it like on a table. But let's go ahead and have her come down and eat let's go ahead and have her come down and eat this bread, okay? So, she'll go ahead and listen to her Tabcast. And, yeah. Ooh, we can't do that. Okay, so 7 vehicles have been removed. Now we're probably going to have to put it on the table because she's not going to be able to get it from the tray. So let's go ahead. Unfortunately, they can't pick it up from the tray. So let's go ahead and put the bread or the whatever it was right there. Let's go ahead and have her just come over to eat this. Okay. So you got to kind of put it like on a table for him or something, or put it on the inventory. So she's going to go ahead and grab that. And now they kind of eat it like like the dry food from World Adventures. You know, they really hog it down very, very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this and put it in her inventory. That way she's got some stuff that she can chow down on. Now, my inventory is running a little bit slow, and I'll tell you why. Now, what they will do is they will eat this, but you got to have, in order to get these things to work like regular food, there's a main mod that you got to put in here so that it will make it function. We're going to go ahead and get rid of these trays. Okay, so what happens is there's another mod that you actually have to put in here to actually make this food functional so that they can't eat it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like decorative stuff, and then they're not going to be able to eat it. So if you put in that mod, plus there's another mod, like an override package, where you got to put it into another folder so that they won't get like the foul moodlet or the foul food moodlet, so that they won't get sick off of this stuff. Now your snob sims are not going to like this because they're going to like the real food that you actually have to cook and all that stuff. Now the override thing is something that I'll probably have to show you in the mods folder. And but it's pretty explanatory. Like if you're installing mods and if you got to have an override package, those of you that are familiar with mods, you know that there's like 2 folders right inside the mods folder. There's the package folder or packages where you actually put your main mods, and then there's the overrides folder, which normally is empty, but there's certain mods that you actually have to have a little override package in there so that you can make the mod work properly. And that's going to be another thing for another day. But just remember that you actually have to have this particular main mod in the game so that this food will function as it's supposed to, so that they can eat it. Okay, now there is another mod that I have, a couple of mods that I have in there that actually renames the juice keg. It doesn't really change the functionality of the juice keg, okay, but it renames it so that instead of being called juice, it's called beer or alcohol, depending on where you are. And as I said, it doesn't really change it up. It just kind of renames it, because I mean, we all know what's in that. We all know what's in that keg anyway, right? So it just renames it from juice to beer, should you wish. And I'm not going to have her drink any of it, but I'll go ahead and just have her. Let's see, I think I'm going to have to put it out. Yeah, I thought I had it sitting out here, but let's go ahead and get into the family inventory, and I'll just show you what I mean here. So we'll go ahead in here, and then we're going to go ahead and put out the juice keg. Okay. Now I think I can put it, we can put it right there. Okay. Now, I'll click on it and I'll just show you what I mean. Now, you see how it says pour beer? It used to say pour juice. It just renames it. You know, I'll show you how it still works the same way that it has before, but it just shows, oh, we have an alien out there. It just shows, there you go. So she's going to go ahead and pour it. And it works the same way. You know, they drink it the same way. You know, when they play the juice pong, it says play beer pong. You know. All right, so she's got mixology skill to level 3, blah, blah, blah. First mood drink. Okay. So, I mean, it works the same way. It just renames it. Okay. And also, I kind of did the same thing with nectar. Instead of being called nectar, it's now called wine, because we all know that nectar is really wine anyway. So just, you know, it works the same way that it always did. The nectar makers work the same way they always did. The bottles work the same way they always did. But it just, you know, it just renamed it. Didn't change the functionality, just the name. Okay, so now speaking of nectar or wine, we have some modded bottles that they can use. And I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. And again, this is going to be into, a lot of it's going to be in appliances here. We'll go ahead and filter it to custom content. Now, as we can see, now these were cloned from these, you know, from the nectar bottles from World Adventures. This is a champagne bottle right here. Let's go ahead and get over onto the counter so that we can see this a little bit more. Okay. Now, here's a champagne bottle right there. And this one is wine. Again, it's called wine instead of nectar because of the mod that I put in my game to rename it. Here is a whiskey bottle right here. And again, you know, they cloned it from these nectar bottles. They just made the labels and stuff look like real whiskey bottles and stuff like that. And, you know, I have different ones. I have vodka. I have, you know, just all different kinds. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and have her come over here and serve this. We're going to go ahead and serve this. We'll go ahead and have her serve this wine. Now it's going to work in the same way as, the nectar from World Adventures. You know, they're going to serve it in the on the tray. Okay. So she'll go ahead and come over here to get it.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Can we not do it? All right, come on. Seriously? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to put it over here on the table, I guess. Sometimes I can't really get to it. All right, we'll put it on the floor. She'll be able to get it. She'll be able to get it now. Get over here and serve this. There we go. You got to kind of get it where they can reach it, I guess. All right. So again, you know, it works the same way as what you would do with the, you know, when they actually pour the glasses and stuff. So let's go ahead and have her drink it. Or no, don't clean it up. Don't clean it up. Don't clean it up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and have her drink it. Okay, go ahead. Now, when she drinks this, I have another mod in the game where they actually feel the effects of it. You know, they get buzzed, they get tipsy, they can even get wasted from it. So a lot of times there's going to be a custom moodlet for it. Now, this mod that I have, not the one that renamed it, but the mod where they actually will get, they will actually feel the effects of it, is from the same person that made Dexter. And let's see, all wine tastes the same to me. Now again, you know, these are going to be treated like nectar because they were cloned from the, you know, from the nectar bottles. So what's going to happen is with this mod, and she is stuffed. She's stuffed for 2 more hours. Completely at ease, having a blast. Superior equipment. Okay, now she's buzzed. Okay, look at this. She's buzzed. Okay, so time left for 24 hours. And from the juice, let's go ahead and have her get another one. Let's drink up. Not drink up, but drink it. Okay, so she'll go ahead and have another glass. Oh. I have another mod in the game where, yeah, let's go ahead and drink it. There we go. I have another mod in the game where they, where I kind of got rid of like when they start screaming, you know, like when they're unroutable and they stomp their feet and they kind of go, ah, you know, I have a mod where they'll still kind of stomp the foot, but you don't hear the screaming, which is nice, you know, because, you know, I'm always kind of like, oh, come on, you know. So now this, you can see that, that she is completely at ease. She's stuffed and she's tipsy. Okay, so she's had 2 glasses of it and she's tipsy. It says tipsy from juice. Okay, so let's go ahead and have her, she can go ahead and have her, we can have her drink another one. Okay, and okay, so she's gonna, now she's tipsy, so she's gonna end up kind of doing a reaction here. Okay. Okay, sing. Okay, so she's gonna go ahead and drink this now. So when she gets done with this, she's actually gonna be drunk. Okay, she's actually going to be drunk. So she's gonna sing, and then she's gonna talk to self. Now, what happens with this mod, where they can feel the effects of it? Okay, guys, sorry about that. I love telemarketers, not really. So she's gonna sing, and then she's gonna kind of talk to herself. Oh, drinking wine makes me happy. Now, when they yep. So okay, yeah. So I'll go ahead and explain this a little bit. Let's go ahead and clean this up. Okay, so what happens with this mod is when they get tipsy and when they start to feel the effects of it, there you go, when they start to feel the effects of it, they kind of do like some random things, either to themselves or somebody's in the room or whatever, you know. Then they'll do something there. They'll start either singing to someone, or they'll okay, so our first class is coming up, or they'll start talking to themselves. Sometimes they'll streak, you know. So when they actually get tipsy, when they actually get kind of wasted and all that, you know, then they'll do some of these random things. Now, as I said, this mod was made from the same person that made the Dexter mod, you know, the Dexter the Bear. Some of you are probably familiar with that. Some of you are probably familiar with that. And so, you know, because I used that in my Black Widow challenge. she's gonna crack up. So she's kind of acting a little, she is kind of acting a little strange because she's, you know, she's been feeling the effects of that wine she's been drinking, and she's got to go to class here kind of soon. So she's gonna kind of go to class all sort of goofy like. But now we'll go ahead and let her go to class. And there's something else that I want to go ahead and show you guys here in just a minute. We got to get her out of class though. Okay guys, now she's back. Now as you can see, it was Friday and she had her exams. She passed all of her exams with flying colors. Now as you can see, her fun level is about halfway down because she was trying hard through the exams. Now this next mod I'm going to show you guys is something that will get their fun level up and stuff, you know, when they're kind of in a fix, and you got to get their fun level up a little bit, but you got to be careful because there's consequences with it. Now, as we know, some habits are not good to have. Now, this mod permits Sims to actually smoke cigarettes. And I'm kind of giggling a little bit, even though it's not really like funny in real life because cigarettes are not good for you. But this creator made it possible for the Sims to smoke cigarettes in the game. Now with this mod, as I said, it will get their fun level up and it'll relieve their stress, you know, if they're kind of stressed and not feeling great. But you got to be careful because they can get hooked on it. And once they get hooked on it, then you got to kind of keep it around so that they can have it, or else, you know, they're going to get anxious and their fun level really drops dramatically. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay. Now, as I said, you know, cigarettes and stuff is not good for you, and it's not the cool thing to do in real life, but it's kind of nice. Let's see, it's going to be in decor, I think, although there's really nothing decorous pretty about cigarettes. As you can tell, I'm not a smoker, and because, you know, I do want to get this straight now, because I do have these mods in the game, that doesn't mean that I endorse it in real life, because I do not. That doesn't mean, you know, just because I have like a whiskey bottle in my game, that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm going to tell you guys to kind of, that it's okay to kind of go out and go, oh, well, you know, I can smoke and drink and all that crap. Now, these cigarettes are called coffin nailo cigarettes. And they named it that way because, well, we all know that cigarettes can be deadly. Now, you can recolor this to you know, different colors and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and put it on the table here. Let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and give her the green one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put it right there. And let me show you what this is going to look like. Now, as I said, you got to be careful because they can get hooked on it. If you allow them to smoke one all the way through, then they will get the hooked habit. Now, there are some custom moodlets to this, which I'll show you. Now, if you click on them, you can go show cigarettes, and you get 20 cigarettes to a pack. So let's go ahead and have a smoke. Okay, go ahead and get over here. And we'll show you what this looks like. So as you can see, you know, they did a really good job with the animation on this, I do have to say. Now, as you can see, that fun level is coming up, but you got to be careful. You really do have to be careful because they will get hooked on this. And once they get hooked, you have to try to get them off of it, or if you want them to stay hooked on it, then you got to keep it nearby so that they can have it. Otherwise, that fun level will drop dramatically. You got to be very, very, very careful. We'll go ahead and do this a little bit more. But as you can see, that fun level is coming right up. That fun level is coming right up. So what you want to try to do, once you get it kind of to a pretty good high level. Now what happened was, we're going to go ahead and cancel out of that. Now let me show you the buffs, okay? Smoking habit. Now what happens is I let her smoke a whole cigarette, okay? I let her smoke a whole one. So it says, smoking habit. This sim has developed a smoking habit. It would be wise to keep some cigarettes around to keep stress level down, okay? And she's tired, and she's drunk, of course, and completely at ease because I had taken her to the spa before we left. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use a cheat and get rid of this moodlet right there. Okay, So you got to be careful with this because they can get hooked on this very, very easily. But if you allow them to have, if you allow them to have a few puffs or whatever, it'll get that fun level up a little bit, and then that kind of helps a little bit. But as I said, you have to be very, very, very careful, extremely, extremely careful. And as I said, this does not mean. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the slider up a little bit, just for demonstration purposes here. Okay, so. But as I said, just because I have these mods in the game doesn't mean that I go around saying, oh, well, it's okay to smoke and it's okay to go out every weekend and booze it up or whatever. And also because I have Dexter in the game doesn't mean that, that I'm a killer either. So, but this just adds a little bit to the game. It's really good for machinima makers and stuff and people that do these music videos and do these storytelling and stuff. It adds a whole different dimension to the game. Now I can understand why EA would kind of need to kind of keep things tame a little bit because, or well, a lot, because there's all different kinds of ages playing The Sims, and so they gotta kind of keep it friendly for everybody. So, but with these different mods, you can actually do different things in the game, which is pretty cool. That's what I like. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and have her come up and make a few more elixirs because there's a couple of objects up here that I want to show you guys. So go ahead and have her come up here. Okay. And it just kind of keeps her busy. I could have her discover a potion too. Just kind of keeps her busy so that I can show this stuff to you guys. Let's go ahead and have her make. Oh, she can make a flask of angry bees, and then we can go ahead and consign it. But as you can see, I have a couple of items up here. Now the mods that I showed you are from Mod The Sims. As I said, the Getting Drunk one is made by the same person that made Dexter, and there's the other ones, as I said, I just found on Mod The Sims. Now as you can see, there's a treasure chest and there is a storage box right here. But what's nice about this treasure chest and the storage box, now these are made from the same person. But what's nice about this treasure chest, let me just go ahead and open it for you. I think there's some stuff in it already. Okay, but I'll show you. No, actually it's empty. Okay, so what we can do with it, now as you can see, and I'll go ahead and put this on pause so that I can talk. As you can see, when we opened it, it was empty. But this is called the bottomless pit of treasure. And so what this does is you can actually spawn rocks and gems and metals in this thing. So it says you can buy. Now, let's say you want to buy some metal. You can buy a single piece or you can buy a complete set. And let's go ahead and buy some ore. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and open it up. And look, we have some metal in there. Very cool. Isn't that cool? And you can do the same thing for the gems. Let's say you want to go ahead and buy some gems. Now you can buy a single piece, or you can buy a complete set. Let's say we want to buy, we want to go ahead and buy some uncut. Okay, and then let's go ahead and open it. And again, we have some gems in there. Okay, now a couple of notes that I want to tell you about this is you got to be careful because like you can put this stuff in their inventory, and this is really great if you want to have like a kind of a really easy way for them to get stuff for their alchemy. But if you spawn the large ones and if you put it in their inventory, it's gonna slow things down a little bit. So you got to kind of be careful with that. Some of the stuff can really not too badly, but it just kind of slows it down for just a minute or whatever, for the game to process. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. So now, so that's what you can do with that. You can actually instantaneously buy rocks and gems. Now there's a little bug in this mod, so I want to show you that. Let's say you want to buy some gems, and let's say you want to buy a set of regular. Now supposedly you can get a set of like all the cuts of any gem that you want, like the gem dust, the uncut, all the different cuts of the different gems. But this doesn't work. I've tried it. It doesn't work. Let's try to do some moonstone. Now it's kind of thinking about it. It's supposed to be spawning it, but I'm going to show you it's not going to work. See, as we can see, we just have our uncut stuff. So there's a feature of this mod that does not work. So that's kind of disappointing, but it's pretty good to have, you know, if you need to get a piece of something in kind of a hurry and you don't want to go out and collect it and stuff, you can actually put that down. And this object is found in I think it's decor under miscellaneous for 550 simoleons. Now the storage box is I'm going to go ahead and get another one of them because I want to show you what it does here. And I've already got some other stuff in this one. So anyway, the storage box, what's really nice about the storage box is you can click on it and you can open it. It's empty, as we can see. But you can tell it to store the different kinds of stuff, okay? So you can store like all dried food in inventory, which that is our, that's going to count as like the World Adventure stuff. That's going to count as the, of the stuff that I showed you downstairs with the cake and the sushi and all that. That's considered dried food because I think it was cloned from the World Adventures morsels. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and tell it to store. Oops. Okay. Okay. So it stored all of her. Yeah, it stored all of her food in there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and take it all out and put it back in her inventory. Come on. Now because I have a lot of gems in her inventory, that's kind of why it's going a little bit slow, because I did like the large cuts and stuff, and it's kind of why it's taken a long time. But let's go ahead and tell it to store. Now you can store the gems, you can store metals, you can store books, and you can store certificates. So let's go ahead and have her store all of her books in there. Now what this will do is it's going to filter out all of the books and it's going to put it in here. And it kind of takes a minute to think. Now let's open it up. Voila, there's all the books. Now this kind of, this is great because this kind of helps with with filtering all that out. And if you were on a standard bookshelf, then you'd have to drag and drop and everything else. But this is nice because it actually filters the stuff from the inventory and puts it in there for you. Same thing with the certificates. We can go ahead and store the certificates. And let's go ahead and open it. Voila! Books, certificates. There we go. Now let's go ahead and take her textbooks because she's going to need those. Okay. And again, my inventory is acting a little slow because I have a lot of stuff in here. I have a lot of gems and I have a lot of metals in here for her alchemy. So just, you know, a special note with this treasure chest and with this box, you have a lot of stuff in there. It's going to kind of bog down your inventory a little bit. It's not bad, but you are going to notice it a little bit. So that's I do, you know, all in all though, I do like those mods. Now there's another one that I want to show you guys. Now this was made from the same person. The treasure chest and the boxes were made from the same person, as is this wall painting that I'm going to show you. So we're going to go ahead and go to decor, miscellaneous, or no, not miscellaneous, but we're going to go ahead and go to wall decorations. And let's go ahead and filter it to custom content as soon as I get the option up here. Okay. Now this is called, now as you can see, it's got the modded symbol down here right where my mouse is. You can tell that that's a modded object because of that symbol. Now this is called the occult shack. Now when you get this mod, it's actually called the sim transformer because it actually turns your sim into different things if you wish it, and it can spawn different things. So let me show you what this does. And it says be careful. Now you can view it. As you can see, you can view it. You can transform. You can turn your sim into any of these things here. So you gotta really, really be careful. You can become a zombie. You can become a robot. You can become a mermaid. So you gotta be really careful. You can also cure. Let's see. You can also cure your sim. Now she's a witch. So if I don't want her to be a witch anymore, then you can actually cure her of being a witch and you're not going to be a witch anymore. You can also spawn. There's different things that you can do. You can spawn a mummy. You can do a Frankenstein, male or female, which came with World Adventures, I think. You can do an imaginary friend, a unicorn, a genie, a zombie, or an alien. Now with the unicorn, with the unicorn and with the alien and stuff, it's actually going to spawn, it will spawn those, and later on it's going to show up in your household. So let's say you wanted a unicorn, it will spawn one and you'll get that unicorn added to your household. Same thing with the alien. So if you want to have an alien move in with you, just spawn an alien and boom, instant alien. Now, let's say we want to spawn a genie. Now this will put a genie lamp in her inventory. So let me show you what that's going to look like. We're not going to spawn an alien, and we're not going to spawn a unicorn or anything, because I don't want to have one of those right now. So there we go, genie lamp. So this could really be very, very useful for different things, but you got to be careful with it, because you click on the wrong thing and oops, you know. But you can, you can reverse it if you want to, but you just got to be really careful. Just got to be very, very careful. Okay guys, so the next couple of mods that we're going to talk about have to do with the potion from the chemistry table and from Alchemy. Now this next mod that I'm going to talk about is where you can actually buy the potions from the chemistry table. You don't have to sit there and discover them all the time, but you can actually buy them should you wish. As we can see, we are in buy mode. We're in entertainment and miscellaneous, and it has the Generations logo on it right there, so it is not custom content, because these are the same potions that came with Generations. They just made it so that you can buy them. So we have, as we can see, we have some mood enhancer right there. We have here is stink juice right here. We have some liquid horror right here. Check that out. We then have, let's see, there's all 10 of them in here. We do have Radical Repairum. We have Bladder Flow. We then have some Sleeping Elixir right there. And let's see, next there is, next we have Ghost Potion. And then we do have some, here is Ninja Vanish. Let's see, right there. Okay, next we then have some imaginary friend, to make the imaginary friend real. Let's see, where can we put that? Okay, and then here comes the doozies. We have Age Freeze. Look at this, Age Freeze. And last but not least, Young Again Potion. So there's all the potions from the chemistry table that you can get. Now we're going to go ahead and put these into the inventory. Okay guys, so the last mod we're going to go ahead and talk about. Now again, this is the last mod that I have, but this is the one that I think is going to go ahead and fit into this particular video. This last mod that I have talks about the, has to do with the alchemy. Now with this mod there are a few new alchemy potions that that this user created. I found this on Mod The Sims, and there's different ones. Okay, so now these are made from getting the recipe books at the store. Okay, there's I think six or 8 different ones or something like that. So let's go ahead and get from the bottom up. Now liquid ambrosia. It uses the death fish and the life fruit. Now the liquid ambrosia, what that does is it works the same as the ambrosia that you eat, you know, that you actually have to cook. It can resurrect a sim. It can, you know, set the sim's age back to, you know, back to the young adulthood or whatever. So it works the same way as the regular ambrosia does. The Phial of Unicorn Essence, it turns your horse into a unicorn. So if you want your horse to become a unicorn, you mix that up and you can turn your horse into a unicorn. And it takes some glowy fly, it takes pomegranate, and it takes some moonstone. Okay, mooncut moonstone. Mermaidic broth. This will turn the sim into a mermaid. It takes It takes some, it takes kelp, it takes shark, and it takes a squid. So that's how you can turn your sim into a mermaid if you don't have the mermaic kelp or whatever. And again, you have to have the applicable expansion packs to be able to use them, or else it's not going to work. This is the extraterrestrial transformation. This will turn your sim into an alien. This takes a star-cut emerald. This takes a plutonium, and it takes cheese. So you can turn your sim into an alien. Now this one is called the let's see, the exenbiological whatever purifier. This will reverse the alien transformation on a sim, or take out the like if you have like a kid or whatever that made from being abducted by an alien, that will take the genome or whatever from the alienness from your sim. Next, we have a ghost elixir that takes ghost chilies, and it also takes missing deathfish, and that turns your sim into a ghost. But of course, they have to die, of course. But that will turn your sim into a ghost, a playable ghost. Dryad's Spirit. This turns your sim into a plant sim. It takes a mandrake root, it takes wonder petal, and it takes sweet grass. So that's a good way to turn your sim into a plant sim, or to make a plant sim or whatever. Okay, next we have Superstar's Broth. Once you make this one and your sim drinks it, they gain a celebrity star. So let's say that you have 2 celebrity stars. You make this, you have your sim drink it, they gain another celebrity star, making it 3. So if they have 3, they drink it, they gain another one, making it 4. There's a couple more. Mr. Nobody's Potable. Mr. Nobody's Potable. This takes us a sim celebrity status away, period. So even if they're at 5 stars, if they drink it, or if you throw it at a sim or whatever, then boom, they're no longer a celebrity. So if you're in Bridgeport and you want to get rid of, you want to, bring some of those uppity celebrities down, make a bunch of those and start throwing them at them, and boom, they are no longer a celebrity. And the last one is homemade penicillin, and it takes, let's see, it takes, I believe, any mushroom, and it takes a steak. So what this does, it it actually makes your sim resistant to diseases, or cures your sim of some disease. Now, this actually would work, I think, pretty well with Twalin's Vector mod, which I actually also have installed in my game. Now, Vector, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit too, but Vector allows for diseases to be in your game, so that your sims can actually have different diseases. And you have to have the main mod in there. It kind of works the way the career mod does. You have to have the main mod, and then there's different modules that you can put in that has the different ones. So Twalin has, I think, 6 different diseases, and then you can find a couple more on Mod the Sims. So if you kind of want like a little bit more of a challenge to your game, you can put that in there, and you can, try to keep your sims from getting sick with all this stuff. So that homemade penicillin kind of helps with the resistance of all that. So those are very, very helpful alchemy recipes, and also with the potions. Now with the chemistry potions, if you have the Savvy Sellers rugs and cash register and all that, you can actually consign those. Well, you can consign them, and then you can also put them on the rug and sell them. I don't think they'll go on the shelf, but you put them on the rug, you can sell them. So those are just a few of the mods that I found the other day that have kind of helped with my game a little bit. You'll be seeing a lot of this in my Let's Play series. I think this will add a great element to it as well with those series. Now the next part, I'll show you actually some of the game modifiers that I have that actually kind of make the gameplay a little different. I mean, these make the gameplay a little different too, but with these, there's actually a lot more that you can actually do. Some of them have to do with the hospital, some of them have to do with the store, some of them have to do with your computer. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this installment of this mod series. So go ahead and keep a lookout for the second part, where I show more. I'll show more mods, and also keep a lookout for more of my series. Subscribe to see more of my series, plus any more on this series, this little mini series, I guess. And you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.